Now, more than ever, is a beautiful opportunity to tell a story about the Destiny Trio. Our Destiny Trio. Sora, Riku, and Kairi. Pretty much the first people we end up getting attached to in the Kingdom Hearts series. Yes, we have the Lost Masters to worry about. The Master of Masters has returned. There's a big plan unfolding in the background from him, though I see this as a perfect opportunity to further enhance dynamics between these three, which up to now has pretty much been an interchanging duo of Sora and Kairi, or Sora and Riku. Riku and Kairi should definitely talk more. We haven't fully gotten that big Destiny Trio team-up moment, truly, with all of them being trained Keyblade wielders or masters and just wrecking house. Some wanted this for the final battle against Xehanort, though I'd say having Dawn and Goofy there with Sora was perfect, since they really had been there with Sora for nearly the entire time he's been a Keyblade wielder and set out on his journey. At first, Riku was semi against him, Kairi didn't know what was going on, and eventually they became Keyblade wielders themselves. But throughout all of that, Dawn and Goofy, through everything, have just remained loyal to Sora, to the point where in Kingdom Hearts 1, they were willing to betray their king to protect him, in probably one of the most iconic scenes from Kingdom Hearts.
I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power.
I find it amazing how things are seemingly lined up for all three of these characters to have large roles in the upcoming arc. Kairi is training with Aqua and is the only one out of the Destiny Trio in the Realm of Light currently. Riku is in Quadratum along with Sora, though we haven't seen him yet in Kingdom Hearts 4. And Sora is doing his thing in Quadratum, whatever that ends up being, likely trying to find his way out. Sora and Riku are the expected playable characters, even if it ends up focusing on Sora mostly. Riku will definitely have a big part to play in the story from what I'm seeing, him being another Keyblade wielder that's there, and from what we saw in the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, which doesn't tell us much, but does give us a feeling that Riku is probably going to have a big role to play. Now, Kairi has always been lagging behind a bit. She is widely loved, which is why there is so much discussion about her being playable in the future, lots wanting her to have her own game even, which Kingdom Hearts 4 is not looking to be it, though it could be the game we see a lot of her in, or at least where things start materializing for her growth. Though there is still hope that she might have a playable segment in that game, potentially similar to something we got in Remind, perhaps a lot more extended, since like I said, she's the only person out of the three out of the Destiny Trio who is in the Realm of Light, which could potentially mean, depending on how the other side works, that she could be the one that we visit Disney Worlds with, or just progress the Realm of Light plot with. Who knows, maybe she's somewhere around Dawn and Goofy in the end of that trailer. Kairi probably won't suddenly be shot up to the top of things, but a methodical build for her growing as a Keyblade wielder on par with Sora and Riku could make things amazing for the trio's dynamic. Small things like her acknowledging that she doesn't have the strength yet to necessarily come with Riku to Quadratum, Riku deciding to make this a solo journey for him, I feel like shows a very deep level of maturity and just acknowledgement again for her character that shows that she's already growing. And as I've talked about immensely in the past, she is still a Princess of Heart. We haven't had all of the Princesses of Heart revealed yet, and her being a Keyblade wielder on top of a Princess of Heart might make her a lot more receptive, a lot quicker to learn than maybe some of the other characters did with their Keyblade, and could be on par with them a little bit more quickly than we might give her credit for. But again, it doesn't all have to happen in one game, and I think they will take time to focus on Sora and Riku in Quadratum, but I think Kairi in the background is going to do everything that she can to catch up with them, because we all know, based off of how Kairi's character is, that she cannot stand being away from them for that long, especially after everything them as a trio has been through. They're always seemingly separated, and they put all this work into her character in Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. I almost have minimal doubt, just based off of that segment alone, that they won't try to build on top of that in the next game, or whatever Unreal Engine game comes out after 4, or whatever they end up doing. So if the Darkseeker arc ends with Sora, Donald, and Goofy having that big moment against the big bad guy Xehanort, I think we should have a moment like that for the Destiny Trio. Or, I mean, of course we'll probably have it for all the characters really, but the Destiny Trio being at the forefront in this new arc and whatever climax we get for this would be epic. It would be legendary. And I think we have a perfect opportunity to have something like that happen. Though of course, I could always be speaking very, very soon. Definitely am. We've barely seen anything with Kingdom Hearts 4 yet, and the main thing is I'm going going off of are things we've seen in Remind and Melody of Memory. Plot points and circumstances are seemingly lined up to put all three of these characters in a prominent position for the next arc to be playable, to have a very important role in the story, to have a lot of screen time. Though there's many things going on, there's a lot of plot points that they're probably going to be dividing up time between. We still have Subject X, we have this whole Shurlitzia thing, the Master, the epilogue with the Lost Masters and Lushu returning. There's definitely a lot of things to cover. But if you want to attempt to simplify some things and think about who might be in the big roles when we progress these stories, I feel like Sora and Riku moving the plot forward in Quadratum, probably switching back and forth between them. But since it's KH4, we'll probably focus on Sora quite a bit, but we'll probably still see a lot of Riku. And Kairi being the only Destiny Trio member in the Realm of Light, there's lots of opportunities for her to be playable, but she'll also probably share the spotlight a bit with Aqua and some of the other many key labelers that we have out there. But I think Kairi is definitely one that a lot of people want to see more of, that we should see more of. But I think they're setting up Kairi to get really strong so she can go and meet up with Sora and Riku in Quadram to potentially help out. Or maybe something spontaneous happens and she ends up going there even earlier. There's really a lot of ways this new arc could go, a lot of exciting things that could happen. But one thing I'm gonna keep my eye on is that I think the Destiny Trio might have a little bit of a focus in this arc. Kingdom Hearts love their trios, they love their groups, and I think it is time that the first group that we saw in the series gets a lot more of that love. I know a lot of people would freak out seeing all three of these characters in one party during some big story segment or boss battle, heartless fight, whatever it may be. It will be a very cool moment because we haven't really had something like that before. And if they build up to it nicely, where all of them end up being pretty much equal strength to each other, and maybe we get some like super cool action sequence with all three of them, quick time events and all. I don't know, like I'm just imagining it. It could be so sick. And this doesn't even have to happen in a Kingdom Hearts 4. That's not exactly what I'm saying. Just this next saga in general, which is seemingly starting with Kingdom Hearts 4 and may end 3 or 4 games after, I want to see that build up of the Destiny Trio and for them to really shine like as a group, similar to how Sora, Dawn, and Goofy have in the past. But tell me what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys get the same sort of vibes that I'm getting? That Melody of Memory and Remind, in my opinion, feels like it's building up, building towards? Or do you think they're gonna go a completely different route with these three and it'll end up being about just Sora and sometimes Riku again? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed today's video though, you already know what to do. Leave a like, share the video with a friend or family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the union, all you have to do is that red subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out, you guys. Bye.
Now she's a daydreamer. Always thinking about him. No more room in this picture for you to fit in. Now she's crying on the phone, telling you she's not good enough for him. When you think that she is